What's up, freak bitches, wherever you may be, however you may be listening? Thank you for giving us just a few minutes of your time. And holy hell, there's whole kinds of news to talk about. And that is one of the reasons why I have with me my hetero life mate, Mr. Jeremy Wolner. What's up, buddy?
What is up, my dudes?
Jesus Christ. I just want to go see a movie. That's all I want to do. I just want to go see a movie.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? I feel that, man. We had this plan, and I know we're going to talk about this in a second, even though I'm probably going to explain the whole thing here in about 10 seconds. We wanted to go see Wonder Woman, so we had this plan. I'm like, well, it's coming up, and then literally, like, what, the next day, we're like, oh, nope, it got pushed back to Christmas. I'm like, son of a bitch, come on.
Think about it. I've mentioned it the last couple of times. We should already have a Black Widow review, a Wonder Woman review. I mean, probably a Tenet review, which I haven't had a chance to go see Tenet yet either. I mean, like all these movies, we should have reviews of by now, and we can't do shit.
Yeah, I know, and I mean, I saw Tenet. I would definitely recommend it if anyone hasn't seen it. I mean, it's Christopher Nolan. It blew my fucking mind. I'm gonna have to watch it a few more times. And I think I agree with the guy when I walked out. I walked out of the theater. The guy was right there at the door. He's like, "What'd you think?" I was like, "That was some crazy shit, dude." I think I have to watch it again. He's like, "Dude, I watched it." And I watched like the first 10 minutes, just kind of peeked in, and I was like, oh, it's one of those, like, now that you know everything you know, you'll go back and watch it again. You're like, you start picking shit out. I'm like, oh, that's the genius of it. It's like, people couldn't understand Inception, I'm like, I understood Inception after watching it once, though. But this one, you got to give it a few watches, and it's well worth it.
Yeah, I haven't gotten around to seeing it yet, but damn.
I know, right? How are we supposed to do this if you fucking, Because Wonder Woman was supposed to come out in, like, what, June? And I think Black Widow was supposed to have already come out around that time, too, right?
Yeah, they were both supposed to come out, like, in May or June.
Yeah, I think Black Widow was first in May or some shit, yeah.
But, yeah, real quick, what's up to everybody in the chat? There's a few people in there right now. I got Casey, me on my personal account when I was messing around with my laptop. Two sweets in there. Alex Payne, what's up, my man? Guys, I really, really, really just want to go see this damn movie. So here's what we know right now about Black Widow.
I want to see a movie.
A movie, any movie. So here's what we know right now. Black Widow has, as of, I think, yesterday, moved to May 7th of 2021. So now it has moved almost I think actually an entire year. It was supposed to come out in May or June. Now it's coming out in May. May 7th is the official date of 2021. Now, this is not the only move that they had to make. The Death on the Nile, which is supposed to be the Kenneth Branagh's follow-up to the Murder on the Orient Express, is moving to December 18th, to the Christmas area. West Side Story, which is the new Steven Spielberg thing, that's already being bumped back an entire year to December of 2021.
I didn't know they were making that. Like, what?
Yes. He's actually been talking about that for a long time, but it's actually officially getting bumped, which is not bad for me because it's going to give Steven Spielberg a whole other year to make an awesome movie, and I'm kind of a sucker for musicals anyway, so bring it on.
It's a story, man. Hell yes.
Yeah, the movie Soul, which is one of these animated things from Pixar, that's actually staying on the calendar for late November. So I think they're probably like, well, yeah, I think they're probably thinking to themselves, we're going to go ahead and throw this out there and see how it does. It's a family thing. It's going to be around the holidays. Maybe this will actually do a little bit of money. Hopefully by the time late November rolls around, and, I've been saying it, steadily for the last month or so that I have a feeling the pandemic stuff's going to die off around November 4th, which is the day after the election. That maybe
That's
late.
A specific day, sir. Why do you say that?
That is an oddly specific day for a reason. But I have a feeling that that's probably going to be an okay thing. But they've also got this thing called The Empty Man, which is one of the things that Fox had done before Disney had bought them out. That's actually moving up from a December release to October 23rd. Now, it's supposed to be kind of I don't know if it's going to be a horror thing or if it's going to be a suspense thing, but it's definitely got kind of a creepier vibe to it from what I've read. So maybe October will be a good month for it. And all this...
Visible Man or some shit.
Yeah, all this stuff considered, Wonder Woman 84 is still right now set for a December release. What do you think the odds are that doesn't move?
See, that's exactly why you were saying that. I'm like, but is it though? I mean, I'm like, let's hope it. I mean, look, it was supposed to come out in June. And I was like, I don't know. This COVID shit's been going on for a few months. Maybe that can still happen, or at least in some fashion can still happen. And then that rolled around, and I'm like, well, now what? We're just kind of. I mean, what this whole year has been like. All right, we're here now. Now what? Well, we'll wait more once we get there. Okay, now what? It's just been like that all year. So, and then we heard it was going to be in like October, something like early October, and then we're like, all right, cool. Well, we'll plan to do that. And then literally, I kid you not, the next day, they're like, nope, now it's Christmas. I'm like, well, then what was it going to be? Is it going to be fucking June next year? The fucking year after that? Like, what are we doing? Like, I don't want to hold my breath and just say, okay, well, it's going to be Christmas, but I don't know.
Yeah, here's what I think. I think there's a reason they're keeping Soul in November. It's because even Disney knows that this stuff is probably going to change come after the election. So one way or another, I think places are going to start opening back up in early mid-November, and I think they're finally going to feel comfortable pushing movies out. Remember, there's two markets that are fucking this up for everybody: New York and Los Angeles. Because New York and Los Angeles have between the two of them, have 30% of the theaters in the country, and neither one of them are open for movie theaters right now.
Well, and they have a large amount of people that are all in that area too, so that does kind of fuck it up. Like, if you got these major cities that have all these fucking people in it, and that's what's, that's what the problem is. There's so many people, and they're like, well, we don't want to risk doing this. I'm like, yeah, but I'm out here in the fucking boonies of Ohio. I don't care. I want to see a fucking movie, man. I'm tired of going outside and looking at the corn.
But there are people that are actually going from one state to another to see movies. John Campia, this one guy that I watch on YouTube, he actually drove from where he lives in Southern California to Vegas to go see the Eternals, or to go see New Mutants. And to top it off, he drove there again to see Tenet. So he drove there to see Tenet, and then drove back to see New Mutants, all because there's no theaters open in California at all.
I don't doubt that. I really don't.
It's just dumb. Open the damn theaters.
And you don't even have to fucking, I don't know. Look, and it's not even like, okay, if we had to have this whole distance bullshit, we have to wear masks and all that. Because I think I saw like a picture you took your kids out, and you're sitting in the same row, you're wearing masks. But I'm like, you can't tell me there's still not enough. There's not a way to handle this.
And people gave me shit for that on Twitter, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was awesome. I gave you a like, I think. I realized I saw it. And I was like, oh, that's nice. Yeah, no. We out here just trying to live, okay?
Yeah, people were shitting on me on Twitter because they're like, "Oh, well, you're not wearing your mask properly." I'm like, "The fuck do you even mean properly?"
You're not wearing my foot in your ass properly. You want me to change that for you?
Yeah,
fuck.
I don't get that, but whatever. I mean, people just want to be assholes. But and on top of that, it's also honestly, and we knew this already, it's greatly affected the release schedule for Marvel as it is. Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Two Rings has been moved from May of 2021 to July, which is not a big jump, but it's a lot. Any jump is a lot right now. The Eternals movie has been moved from February of 2021 to November. But one of the interesting things about this announcement, this is very important, and I think this is very telling that Disney doesn't want to do this again like they did with Mulan. Disney did not announce that any of their current films are going to direct to Disney+.
That's exactly what I was about to. I mean, I wasn't trying to interrupt you, but I was like, that's exactly what I was just thinking. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Isn't Marvel also under Disney, right? So could they not just? I mean, with Black Widow, I'm like, could you maybe release it on that? I mean, people will still buy it, they'll still watch it, and you can still get your shit out there. A lot of people have that, and I mean, hey, they're not afraid to. They'll fucking sit in their own homes and just they'll Disney Plus and I don't know. I'm gonna say chill. That's Netflix, but
Either way.
There's something that rhymes with Disney Plus, something. I'm like, whatever. You kids know what I'm talking about. Fuck. I don't know what you do for DC though, so you know what I mean. I don't know what you'd stream it. Wait, you should stream Wonder Woman on Amazon. Thank you.
Well, DC's got a whole slew of problems they're worried about. I mean, hell, they can't even make a Flash movie on time. That movie was supposed to be out 3 years ago.
Yeah, well.
But it's honestly, it's just reopen the damn theaters. There really is no reason we can't reopen this. I put something out on Twitter earlier, and if we're just talking about the pandemic, which is really the only reason why we're having this conversation anyway, it's like they put out some doctor put out something earlier that said, according to the CDC numbers, that the high risk group of people, the elderly people above the age of 65, have like a 98.98% chance of survival from this thing. So it's like, you know what? Open the fucking theaters, open the economy, get everything back going again. But
it doesn't seem like it's this bad. It seems like it's kind of falling. I mean, maybe it's just me. I don't really have my nose like in the news all the time, but I keep some ear to the ground. It doesn't seem like it's as, I don't want to say like big of a news or a thing that's going on, but I don't seem to like hear about it fucking constantly, like every fucking day, every week, something different. So I'm like, is it kind of just going away? Is there going to be some other thing we're going to be distracted by the fucking media because they don't do that kind of thing, right? What's did I say that? No. So I'm like, is it just kind of yeah? Is it just kind of hey, remember a year ago we tried to raid Area 51? Do you guys remember that time? Be telling my grandkids about that. Really. We already forgot about this.
Be telling your grandkids that nobody fucking did it because it's all a big damn joke.
Well, you didn't hear about it because they disappeared. Where'd they go, Grandpa? We don't talk about it. Let me show you a picture of this thing called Tiananmen Square. You know what happened to that guy? Yeah, no one else does.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he's dead. Pretty sure he's dead, though.
He got run over by a damn tank.
He's dead. You see that? He's part of the road now.
Look, look, just open the damn theaters. But here's the thing, though, is we as fans need to make sure we're watching this. There's 6 people watching this right now. And I would invite the 6 people watching this, for all of you and all of your friends, go see a damn movie. Because if people start seeing at the box office, look, even go see the classic movies that are out right now. Like I took my kids, what Jeremy was talking about earlier, I took my kids to go see Jurassic Park. Go see Jurassic Park. Go see Wizard of Oz. Whatever old movie is playing in your theater right now, go buy a ticket and go see it. Because if we don't show them that we're ready to go back to the movies now and kind of that we really need this distraction, then they're not going to be as quick to get these movies out in the theaters. Go see a damn movie. Right now, you're getting to, like, I paid $5 a piece for me and my kids to go see Jurassic Park. And if you haven't seen if you're one of the younger crowd that hasn't seen Jurassic Park on a big screen, you're fucking missing out. Oh, I had actually forgotten how great that movie looked on a big screen.
Dude, that movie even holds up to, like, I did the same thing, like, my local theater, because, like I said, it hurts my soul, because this place had been in my town for as long as I can remember. It was a nice little local theater that was just in my town. I could walk there from my house where I live. I could still do that. And it sucks because, like, they couldn't keep up with the times. They had, I mean, I love this, because I love retro shit like that. They still had the old film reels, so I'm like, oh, it's cool shit. But they couldn't compete with, like, digital projectors. So they shut down. It was left shut down for a number of years, and it just recently reopened. Now this is before COVID. This was last year, I think, like sometime probably about this year, this time 2019. I was so excited. I was like, oh, but I even on Kickstarter or whatever they did, I backed it. Like, I mean, I put a good amount in because I wanted it to come back, and it had promised. It came back, and then all of a sudden, bam, this COVID hit shit, and I'm like, God, we can't win. Don't let this die, please. They're still there, but they're still showing like old shit. They finally got the projector in. Like I said, that's where I saw Tenet. Actually, that's where I saw that. It was nice, and Unhinged, that new Russell Crowe movie, which it had me on edge. That was actually really well done. But yeah, when they saw Jurassic Park on that big screen, I was just like, holy fuck, this movie. I'm older than that movie, barely, but I'm like, yes. But so I'm like, this movie's like almost 30 years old, but damn, does it hold up well.
Dude, yeah. Look, the bottom line is just go see some damn movies. We're not going to convince these people to get these movies out until we finally put a mask on. Go see a fucking movie, 6 feet away. I don't think there is a theater out there right now that is actually selling theaters to full capacity anyway. They're only selling, I think it's like 30 or 40% capacity at the most. So you're not going to get seated next to a bunch of people. And with look, even Regal went to pre-assigned seating. So you can actually look at your seats before you even buy them and say, oh, well, I'm going to buy these right here because they're away from whatever group of people. So you actually have a say in going to see a movie and doing it safely to where you're way less likely to contract whatever the fuck plague is out there right now that you're so afraid of. Go see a damn movie. That's how we're going to get these things back out there. Don't wait for some asshole to decide they want to reopen the theater. Find someone that's near you that you can go to. Make it a day out of it. Make a day out of it. Take you, your girlfriend, your kids. Go drive an hour or so to a theater that's open. Spend the day walking around the area. Spend a couple hours watching the movie, then go home. Make a day out of it.
And you don't want them to tank. Like, I don't want this shit to fucking, like, I don't know if it's like one of those industries that, like, quote, can't fail, but I'm like, I'm sure it can. This is going to take a hit, and if we lose this to whatever degree, and then this shit starts to come back, it's like you said, it's like it's not going to come back quick. It's going to stumble a little bit.
Well, it's going to stumble. It's going to stumble as much as we let it.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't want that to happen. That's what I'm saying.
And it's not just the fact that we're not able to go see the movies that we want to see right now. That we're so pissed off because we haven't seen, Black Widow. We haven't seen Wonder Woman or anything like that.
Well, I'm a little upset. Yes.
Well, we are very upset if you can't tell by the tone in our voices. But it's also the fact that there's people out there that are depending on these jobs.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
There's probably 500,000 people out there that are just wanting the movie theaters to open back up so they can go out there, sell us popcorn and fucking soda, and have paychecks. Now, granted, most of them are probably teenagers or college kids or whatever, but I mean, the money's important to them too. Let's get out there, let's support these theaters, let's support these people, and just go see some damn movies. That's how we're going to make all this better.
Should that be like our tagline? Let's watch some damn movies.
Watch some damn movies. I'm going to make a t-shirt.
Watch some damn movies.
Jennifer's been making a lot of t-shirts, getting crafty and shit lately. I'm going to ever make a t-shirt that I'm going to wear on every live stream now. It's going to say, go see a damn movie.
Just have our fucking harsh logo truth, and then underneath it, watch some damn movies.
Just watch.
Yeah.
We're gonna start it. I'm gonna put it in the chat right now.
I will buy one. I'll wear it. I've been telling some people at work about the channel, so I don't know.
Watch some damn movies. It's in the chat, people. Hashtag that shit. Go watch some damn movies. Trending. Trend that shit on Twitter. I'm so tired of life being upended by all this shit as it is. But some of the stuff we have a choice over. Yeah, some of the stuff we have a choice over. We have a choice whether we go see movies. Put on a fucking mask. When I took my 3 kids to go see this movie, all 3 of us had masks on. We all wore our masks while walking to our seats. And once we sat down in our seats, we took them down so that we could, eat our candy and drink our sodas. And that was it. It's the same thing you do in a restaurant. All you motherfuckers are go out to a restaurant, sit there and eat a damn. Jennifer says hi, by the way, to her second husband. She's in the chat even. But but it's like, you'll go to a restaurant, you'll follow those rules and wear your mask walking to your seat and then take it off to go eat your damn hamburger. It's the same fucking rule for a movie. Go spend 2 hours at a damn movie theater and start helping get this shit going again. You're not doing anything by bitching about it and then going out to get a fucking hamburger or whatever and doing the same shit that you don't want to do at a movie. It makes no sense at all. But whatever.
And it's kind of dumb that as soon as I walk into a fucking restaurant and I put my mask on and I take it off when I get to the table, yeah, you're right, because the table will protect me from getting it because it's not going to be in the 5 feet I walk from the fucking door to my table.
Yeah, because I walked right past somebody who was coughing at me, but but sitting 6 feet away from them, surrounded by people who are coughing, probably dirty from it anyway. Who cares? It's just so damn dumb. Come on. But anyway, I want to move on to the next thing because I'm just so tired of bitching about not being able to go see movies. So the next thing we're going to talk about is old Ron Howard, old Opie. He's in some trouble.
So you told me. I don't know what this is about. Please explain.
Okay, well, let me explain it to you. Ron Howard is making a biopic about the Chinese pianist Lang Lang.
Okay.
No jokes there. Because I've actually heard this guy play. It's pretty fucking awesome. Now, there is a girl named Lulu Wang who directed a movie called, what the hell was the name of it? I forget. Anyway, she directed a movie that came out last year that did really, really well. She's probably about 4 seconds older than you are. Okay. And she thinks that she can tell Ron Howard that he's not allowed to make a movie based on a Chinese pianist.
Is it because he's a ginger?
No, it's because he's not Chinese. Here's the whole point. Here's the whole point.
That was the joke, I know.
She went on this fucking thing on Twitter saying that he shouldn't do it because he doesn't know whatever. He doesn't know cultural differences, blah, blah, blah. Here's my thing. I don't think that you have to... I think that if you educate yourself on a particular subject or situation thoroughly enough that you should be able to either A, have an opinion on it, or B, make a movie about it. That's just my thought on things. Now, thinking about that for a moment, you're looking at Ron fucking Howard. This guy is a pretty fucking legendary film director. Looking past the whole Opie, the whole Richie on Happy Days, the whole American Graffiti, all those things fantastic. But this guy has made some amazing friggin' movies. Why wouldn't you want a guy like this who has made Academy Award winning films? Why wouldn't you want him to make a film about a Chinese pianist when you want something to be told very well, for it to have the kind of emotion that he puts in his movies and shit like that? Why wouldn't you want this guy to make a movie about someone like this, when part of your whole problem in Hollywood is that you're not culturally whatever enough? You don't have enough movies and stuff about minorities. It's like this guy's giving
You're
you
not
what
being
you want.
represented the right way.
Yeah, he's making a movie about a Chinese person who came from abject poverty and is one of the best classic pianists ever. Why the fuck wouldn't you want that movie made? Oh, but he doesn't get it because he's not Chinese.
You don't think he's gonna do it justice? Like that's the whole fucking point. Is like you don't. God, it's like you have no faith. First of all, I know who the fuck Ron Howard is. I mean, are you just not? Do you not know who you're talking about? I mean, do you really think he's not gonna fucking, if he chose to make this movie? I mean, I assume he's got some sort of respect for us, like a passion about, like, hey, I want to make this fucking story. I want to put this out there, for people to see, for people who may not even know who the fuck that is. Like,
well, here's why I don't really take her seriously when she's bitching on Twitter, because she put out like a string of tweets criticizing this bullshit, talking about whitewashing and blah blah blah. Look, here's the thing. Let's take two movies. Let's take Apollo 13 and A Beautiful Mind. Those are both movies that were made by Ron Howard. Both phenomenally good movies. Both, yes. I think Beautiful Mind won him 2 Oscars.
Yeah.
I want to remind people out there that Ron Howard is neither an astronaut nor a mathematician. But he made 2 fantastic damn movies about this incident involving the space program and the Apollo 13 mission, and a true story about this mathematician who was a bit fuckered in the head and had to live with that and had to deal with that all the way up to his death. And those are fantastic movies that everybody loves. He didn't have to be an astronaut to go to NASA and say, hey, I want to make this movie. Give me some technical specs. What are some of the things that you would say, do? How would this program run? Things like that. He has probably never flown a fucking airplane or a space shuttle in his damn life, but he made a pretty damn good space movie.
Yeah.
I think that you can educate yourself about a particular subject from having no knowledge. You can educate yourself enough about a particular subject to put together a good opinion or a good project around that subject if you try really hard. And let's face it, this guy's tried really hard a bunch of times and he's come up with a lot of success.
And you really don't think it's not like he's the only one behind this. You do have people that research it. You have writers, you have I don't want to say editors, but like you have a team of people. It takes more than one person to make a damn movie. I'm gonna keep saying damn movie now. You got me on that shit. It takes more than one to make a movie, and I don't think you need to be throwing shade at I guess you can say the name attached to this movie just because he's not fucking Chinese. Like, what?
Well, here's one of the things that really pisses me off about this. This girl, Lulu Wang, is 32 years old. She was born in 1982 or some shit. She has made 2 feature films. Only one of which, the most recent one that came out this last fall, has gotten any buzz at all. Now, I've heard it's very, very good. I haven't seen it yet. I'll give it a watch if I get around to it. But it got nominated for a bunch of awards, but the only award it got nominated for that anybody's ever heard of was the Golden Globe Award. And it didn't even win that one. It won a bunch of like little rinky-dink awards from one of the 9 million film festivals that goes on every weekend around the country and around the world. So it's like, how do you make 1 or 2 films and then proceed to tell a guy like Ron Howard, who, as soon as he wraps a film, they're already making the reel for the fucking Academy Awards. How do you feel you can tell this guy that he can't make a good movie?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe now I'm thinking about it. I don't know who this fucking woman is. But
that's my point. Who the fuck is she? She's made 2 feature films and only one of them anybody's heard of.
Like, why are we letting this one woman? I mean, you know what? This would be the funny thing if I was famous. I'm like, why am I letting? I mean, I hate to sound like this because I'm gonna sound kind of pretentious, but I'm like, why am I letting some fucking one nobody? I mean, I whatever. Everyone has an opinion. You have a voice. You can voice that. Fine, but I'm like, why am I letting you hang me up, or I guess the rest of the world up? I guess this is big enough that not just this is some fucking what's fucking those little Tumblr fucking warriors fuck about her keyboard just bitching about like fuck this, he's not Chinese, he can't do this, But I'm like, I don't know, maybe she's not a hater, but I'm like, maybe you're just shut up, just I wouldn't take the criticism to heart or just be like, nah, fuck her, I'm still gonna do it anyway, or let that shut it down. Like, nah, fuck that.
Well, I hope
this almost sounds like a cancel culture kind of shit, and that's just starting to piss me off too.
I hope that Ron Howard's not taking this to heart. To be absolutely honest, if I were Ron Howard, I would look at this bitch and be like, "Who are you again?" it's like I literally had won a couple Oscars when you were like 7.
Yeah, right.
I was making badass movies 10 years before you were born, and even before that, I was twice the star that you're ever going to be. He was probably more famous when he was playing Opie than this chick is ever going to be. Because let's face it, very few people actually know directors. I mean, hardcore film fans. Look, there are some movies that I look at them and I'm like, I'll find out that somebody directed it. I'll be like, really? That guy directed that? I've seen that movie 1,000 times, but I had no fucking idea that guy directed that. So, why should anybody care what this chick thinks? It's really fucking pretentious, especially when you consider that in 2016 she wrote and narrated a story for a radio program called This American Life despite being born in China. She did exactly what she is bitching about Ron Howard doing. She made a movie about some American kids despite the fact that she was born in Beijing or some shit.
Sounds like somebody's mad.
Well, I am. I think it's stupid. And she even said in one of her tweets, she was like, it's not that I want to make this movie because I don't. Bullshit, you know you want to. You're jealous because you didn't get this opportunity instead of the white guy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, all right, fine then, motherfucker. You go ahead and make it then. Well, and
if you're not
fucking fantastic, I'm happy for you.
I'm sorry. I don't want her to make this fucking movie. You know why? Because I've seen a whole bunch of really stellar shit come from Ron Howard, and absolutely nothing that this chick has ever done. This chick was directing music videos 5 years ago.
If you fucking told me, like, hey, we got an idea for this fucking story we want to put out there and tell about this. It's a true story about this guy. And you gave me the option, like, all right, we got Ron Howard, and I don't know, P.P. Wang over here, where the fuck her goddamn name was. And I'm like, fucking who? That motherfucker did Apollo 13. That shit helped me on the edge of my goddamn seat. I want to see that shit.
And we even knew what happened. It's like, it was based on a true story. We already knew how it all ended up, but we were still on the edge of our seat about this thing that we already knew the outcome because the movie was so damn good. But you made a movie about some old Chinese lady dying of cancer.
For the first time. I wonder what's going to fucking happen. They're going to make it, right?
This chick made some sad-ass movie about some young lady going back to live with her grandmother in China because she's dying of cancer. Because, there hasn't been a million fucking movies like that. But yeah, Chinese pianists, they're getting movies made about them all the time. But we don't want Ron Howard to make one because he's not Chinese. Yeah, it's just stupid. I'm so tired of this social justice warrior nonsense. It's one of the things that's ruining movies. I was actually talking with my buddy Casey as Raw. We just did a little bit ago, sat and did the retro movie review for Spaceballs, and we had mentioned not being able to do some spoof movies right now, or some of the older movies like Porky's or something like that, because people are just so overly sensitive.
And we said that about Airplane. Like, you couldn't fucking do that shit today.
Yeah. You can't make some of these jokes anymore because people are so sensitive. That's one of the things that ruins movies. You ask why movies are so one-dimensional. It's the only dimension you let these people exist in. If you try to go outside of that, you get pissed off.
Yeah, if you have the people that have I don't want to say the niche for that, but people that do like that kind of thing, just fucking let them do their thing. If I want to sit here and be a furry, I don't care. Let me go do that. If you want to do that thing, that's your thing. It's not my thing. It doesn't really make me upset, but you go do you, boo-boo.
Yeah, really.
I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. I don't have to sit here and fucking shave off so much of this shit to where I don't know. You still can't please everyone, but we were just talking about this the other day. I made a really fucked up joke, and that's how you do it. And I was like, oh, yeah, comedy is at the expense of someone or something, and you just have to know/learn how to just kind of that's a joke. You just kind of take it on the shoulder, and you're like, well, that's funny. Fuck you, but that's funny. You know what I mean? If it was about you, fuck you, but that's funny, right? You gotta appreciate.
We should be able to put all this stupid shit aside and just want to see a good movie. And like I said, Ron Howard is one of those guys who will put enough effort into it that he's going to make. Look, you know what I find really fucking hilarious about all this is this guy Lang Lang is actually one of the executive producers for the film and has already come out publicly since this one chick was tweeting and said, I am perfectly fine with him directing this movie. But she's pissed off.
I think someone's a little bit butthurt.
I think someone is trying to clout chase. I think she's trying to swing on that fucking Ron Howard dick and is trying to ride him to some kind of different notoriety that she knows that she probably can't get just directing movies.
If you name drop or you attach yourself to, hey, look, I called out Ron Howard, and everyone's gonna be looking at you like, oh, who is this bitch? Who is she? I mean, I guess in a way that's kind of a fucked up. Like, well, hey, look, now you fucking got noticed. I guess you got two.
Well,
you got two on a fucking Skype call talking about your stupid ass. But yeah, you know what I mean.
You're getting noticed. You're getting noticed in a way that's going to make a lot of people hate you. I don't think you want to do that. I think you really just want to make some good movies and get noticed that way. That's if I were directing films, that's how I'd want to get noticed. I wouldn't want to get noticed by being the new kid on the block picking a fight with the guy who's already bullied so many other fucking directors and made so many other great movies. You don't want to look. If I was a boxer, I wouldn't want my first fight to be against the defending heavyweight champion. I'd probably get my ass kicked.
Fuck no. Conor McGregor came out fucking swinging. I'd be like, nope, I ain't gonna find out about that one. Nope, bye.
Fuck
that.
That's just really stupid, but whatever. Bottom line is, Lulu Wang, shut the fuck up. Look, it's penis envy is all it is. You know that your dick is never going to be as big as Ron Howard's. I don't give a shit what movie you make. You could remake every one of his movies. You're never going to do it as good. Just concentrate on making your movies and making your name. Don't try to build yourself degrading this guy, because you don't have enough ammunition in your arsenal to blow this guy up. You just don't do it. He could stop right now and be a way better director than you're ever going to be. That's just my opinion.
You can't come in here with your little plastic straw and your spitballs trying to fucking, knock him over. It's not
taking a spitball gun to a tank war, kid. You're not ready.
Yeah, you're gonna take a shell right to the fucking face, and then it's then we'll really never fucking. Like I said, Tiananmen Square. You're fucking standing in front of that tank. It's got Ron Howard on the fucking side of that motherfucker. He's gonna run your ass over, and we're like, where'd she go? I don't know. She's part of the road.
I know. Just shut up, Ling Wang, whatever the fuck your name is. Anyway, I'm tired of talking about this bitch. Moving on. Supergirl.
Whoa, never seen it. But you fucking told me it got canceled. I'm like, what?
This is the weird thing about it. Well, first off, it's gonna be its 6 seasons is what it's gonna run when all's said and done. The upcoming season is going to be its last. That'll be 6 seasons. 6 seasons is pretty damn good for a TV show these days.
Fair enough, yeah.
I mean, you're lucky to get more than 2 or 3 these days. I mean, because there's 9 million channels, there's 100 million networks. Now you've got streaming services that can run shows.
Was it that Ron Burgundy said? The market really has become pretty saturated.
Well, that's part of the problem, but but really,
a bad thing though. You have plenty of things to choose from, and you can find some weird little gems here and there.
Yeah, but really, I think a lot of it was just ratings. I don't think this shit was really resonating with people, because this is one of the quotes that came out of it. It says, in a joint decision, the CW, Warner Brothers TV producers, and Berlanti Productions have announced that season 6 of the show will be the last. What that means is that it got canceled. That means that they sat down with Greg Berlanti and were like, hey, bro, we're going to cancel your fucking show. And he's like, well, can I at least get a 6th season to wrap this thing up? And they're like, whatever. It'll get enough ratings. But what the article in Deadline said, between the delays, which is not really anybody's fault, it's just the pandemic stuff, and the show's downward ratings trajectory, the studio, the network, the producers, and Benoist, the girl who plays Supergirl, came to the decision that it was better to end the show with a longer final season. I don't think they were given a choice.
I was like, don't you mean Chronic?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, and I guess kind of piggybacking off of that, like also, I mean, The Walking Dead's also ending, I heard too. So, and they're doing like a 11th season. I can't talk. It is going to be like a real big fucking long, 24 mega episode fucking thing. I'm like, well, yeah, you got to wrap this up, and you got the fucking, again, with all the pandemic backups, you still got to do the Rick Grimes movies. I don't know what they're going to do with Fear of the Walking Dead. Maybe that'll wrap up. It's its own thing, so it can kind of do whatever it wants at any time. And then they had that third fucking show that's apparently was supposed to start, and I don't think it ever got the chance to. And then on the end of it, they were talking about some shit about doing another goddamn. Even I, who was like, I love The Walking Dead, but I'm even kind of getting annoyed. They're like, oh, we might do some other show with Carol and Daryl. And as much as I would love to see that, just stop, please. I know, I've read the comics, I know where we're at. We are getting close to the end, so it's not necessarily like it's something where it's always getting canceled or, the ratings are bad. I'm like, no, we are right at the end, so we can wrap this up pretty well. And with this pandemic, we probably don't want to drag this out. Let's just fucking end this thing. And so it wasn't a surprise to me, but
it's kind of the same thing. I don't know.
I kind of wondered, John Campion mentioned something earlier when he was talking about this on his show, that he thought that this was kind of the beginning of the end for what he referred to as phase 1 of the Arrowverse.
Well, did they do a crossover? Did they do a crossover with Ezra Miller and the guy that plays the Flash?
Yeah, but still, nobody knows how to make sense of any of that, though, because at the time, it just left people with a lot of questions. I honestly thought they just did it as kind of a cool little Easter egg, just to kind of shock people.
But well, no, because there are different realities. That's the kind of thing that's the funny thing that we can play with is like the multiverses of the DC universe. I'm like, yeah, he's the Flash in that version of, I guess the DC, but of the world, and the Flash show is like that's a different version of. There are many versions of the Flash when you start thinking about it. So that could be the joke that, oh look, we rolled him in there as a little fun Easter egg of anyone who knows there's multiverse shit going on here, and that may be the setup of the whole. Excuse me, the whole thing of that.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if that was necessarily their plan when they did it, though. I think that was just something they did because they thought it would be cool. I don't think that they actually thought that it was going to lead to like a whatever they're going to end up doing with Flash, making him doing the multiverse or whatever. You know, I don't know if that was part of the plan.
It is a clever idea, though, because when I think of these things, like, oh well, why do we have? Well, I mean, I guess like why do we have this version of Batman that's Ben Affleck, and then we now have this Robert Pattinson thing coming out? I'm like, well, again, you could still the way you can kind of cleverly disguise that is like, well, there are multiple universes and realities in the DC universe that you could play that off as that's this one, and that's this one. The same with like the reason why they had, because I'm like, yeah, you got someone else doing the Flash show, and it's this guy who's playing him, but you got this guy in the movies. That may be the joke there. That's what's supposed to happen.
I just put the picture of her.
It's a clever way to tie it up.
I just put the picture of her as Blunt Man up on the screen. Actually, I think I remember reading somewhere that when she was filming the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, I think she had just found out she was pregnant.
Oh, nice.
I think. So she's very newly pregnant. That picture, perhaps. I don't know if I read that right or not. That was a long time ago. Who the hell knows?
And I think that may also. I'm sorry. Going back to. I think that may also be the thing they said that I think maybe you and I talked about it. Maybe that Michael Keaton was going to come back as Batman for something. I'm like, that could also be another. Because actually, I can look right to my right now, and I'm like, I got 3 fucking pop figures that are Batman. Like, there's the animated one. There's, I think that's maybe the show, or it might be like a Keaton one, and then I've got Owlman. If anyone who knows who Owlman is, it's technically Batman, but it's in a different universe, and it's not. Just look into it. Trust me. Look up Owlman, like the bird owl. People see that Owlman, they're like, "What the fuck is that?" I'm like, "Well, he's next to 2 Batmans. That's Batman." They're like, "What?" I'm like, "Just look it up." That's a fun. I'm like, "I'll let you discover it then." Trust me, it's Batman in a weird universe.
Well, there's Batman, then there's Man-Bat, so that's not confusing at all.
No, that's somebody who wanted to be Batman and he fucked up hard. That's what happened to him. I can't say don't do drugs, kids. That's not what that is. Don't do science. Don't do science experiments on yourself. Trying to be Batman. I don't think he understood. It's as simple as, hey, this guy has money, and he can get all his. Where does he get those wonderful toys?
You know, Ben Affleck said it perfectly when describing his own superpower when he was talking to Flash. They said, "What's your superpower?" He goes, "I'm rich."
Rich.
That's the thing that sets him above everybody else. He's certainly brave, but he's not like a specially enhanced human or anything. He's just a guy. He's just really brave and goes out and does crazy shit.
No, I know, and that's the thing. It's like you wouldn't, like Morgan Freeman said, like you really think your client, who's the richest and most powerful man in the world, is secretly a vigilante who spends his nights beating criminals to a pulp with his bare hands, and you want to blackmail this person?
Anyway,
good luck.
Good luck.
You know. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like, who would believe that crazy shit? You know. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's hey. If I can find the video somewhere, it's why Batman will always win against Superman, even if he loses. He still wins because the point is, I mean, like that guy said at the beginning of The Dark Knight, what gives you the right? What makes you and I different? I mean, he does say like, well, I'm not wearing hockey pads, but I mean that's the point. And you can go out there and you can do that, and you can stand up to Superman. That was the fucking point. Like, Batman has a fucking dossier on how to kill every single fucking member of the Justice League, just in fucking case somebody decides to go crazy one day.
Just in case.
But Batman is ready for shit all the time. Fight me. I'm not rich or have gadgets, but you can fight me.
Yeah, I don't know what this is going to mean for the CW to try to kind of steer things back in the direction I wanted it to go. I don't know what this is going to mean for the CW because Arrow just wrapped up, and I'm only about 3 or 4 episodes into the last season of Arrow. I haven't had a chance to sit and watch it. Now this is going to wrap up. I think this is, season 6 or 7 of Flash? But Flash seems to be going pretty strong. You've got the Legends of Tomorrow, which, I don't know, I watched most of the first season. I couldn't really get into it. You've got this, I think Superman and Lois are supposed to be getting for some reason, supposed to be getting their own show.
What's his name from Smallville supposed to be coming back or something?
I don't know. I don't know.
There's something about he was supposed to come back. The guy from Smallville, so I'm like, all right.
Well,
sure.
the lady that played Supergirl in the movie that came out in the 80s was on this Supergirl show playing her mother or some shit like that. But
awesome.
But I mean, yeah, I don't know. Cameos aren't going to be enough to save some of this shit. But I mean, what could they go for? I mean, there's still this persistent rumor that the guy that played on in Arrow, the black guy,
I don't watch Arrow, but sure,
that he is going to be Green Lantern in the TV show at some point.
Ooh,
that through whatever osmosis, probably in one of the big crossover events, that the Green Lantern Corps, somebody is going to find their way to Earth, and then something's going to happen, and the ring's going to pass its way to him. I don't know if that's true or not. I personally, I think that'd be kind of cool. I think that'd be kind of awesome, but that's just me.
I don't know if this sounds weird, but I'm like, I actually thought Green Lantern was black. I grew up on the fucking show, like the animated show, and I thought he was fucking cool as hell.
Well, that wasn't Hal Jordan. That was
no.
What was his name?
That's what I'm saying. I didn't know that's what that was. I thought that was Green Lantern. I didn't know, like, they're like, no, Hal Jordan. I'm like, who? What?
Well, there's been 3 or 4 over the comic book runs, but
there are multiple lanterns, period, but there have been different Green Lanterns. I'm like, fuck.
Well,
see, that's what my humans are blowing up about, like, superhero shit. I'm like, oh god, there's so much to it.
Yeah, there's been different humans over the comic book run, so that's something that they could end up doing. But I mean, who knows what they're going to do going forward? I mean, I don't know if you're going to bring Batman into it. They've got they've got Batwoman, which I don't know what they're doing with that since they had to recast after Ruby Rose left. So that's kind of up in the air as to whether that's going to continue to work or not. I don't know if that's going to last more than 3 or 4 seasons. It didn't seem like it was getting a lot of buzz after the initial buzz anyway. It didn't seem like a lot of people were really into it. But, I mean, after that, you're going to have the Flash. Maybe you add Green Lantern, and then what do you got? I mean, because Legends of Tomorrow, while an entertaining enough show, it's not one of the staples of the DC universe. You don't want to put Superman, they're doing the Superman thing. It's going to be more goofy anyway. You don't really want to put Batman out there because you kind of want people to focus on what they're doing with Robert Pattinson and stuff like that.
So that is going to be nuts.
Yeah, that's going to be nuts. So you don't want to take anything away from the movies. So what do you do with this TV universe? Do you just kind of let this go as long as it can go and then say, okay, we had a great run with these DC things on TV, but we're going to end it all now? Or do you try to arrange it to where you do like the backdoor sequel, like the way they brought Flash into the universe on Arrow? You do something like that to introduce another character? Who the hell knows? I don't know what characters they really want to put out, though, because they still want to make a run at making a good cinematic universe. So do you want to take any of your bigger name characters and try to put them on the CW?
Yeah, and whatever's going on with that, that Teen Titans thing, or whatever the fuck that is. I don't even know anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know I guess, backing up here a little bit, I don't even know what the fuck they're doing with that. So I'm trying. You know what? Like, I see what you're saying. You don't want to have someone, like Superman or Batman, come into this. I mean, what else? Yeah, I guess what else would you really try to focus on?
I don't know. Whatever it is, they better make up their damn minds. I personally think they should have went ahead and folded Stephen Amell and the guy that plays Flash, Justin something or other, I forget his name. I really think they should have just folded them up into the movie universe because I thought they were doing fantastic. Kind of casting them off to the side. Well, not using Green Arrow at all, but casting a different Flash. Even though I like Ezra Miller, despite the fact that he choke slams his fans, I always thought that was kind of it was gonna be something that they looked back on and thought it was a big mistake anyway. But that's just me. But
maybe leave yourself open for. I mean, hey, instead of just kind of leaving this up in the air, you can maybe set yourself up for something just in case. But you can still leave it out on okay.
if it ends here, it ends here.
Well, who knows what Walter Hamada has to do with any of this, because Walter Hamada is the one that's running all the movie stuff now. I don't think he's running the TV stuff, but he's running all the movie stuff now. So maybe he's just looking at Berlanti and all those guys and saying, look, you've got what you've got to work with for the TV shows. We're not going to let you use anything else because we want to potentially make movies out of all this shit.
Yeah, and like I said, if you really want to bring them in, like you said, bring them in. Like I said, there are the infinite universe, multiple universe thing you could play with. Like if you want to throw them in there still, it's like, hey, look, there's Flash, but there's Flash too. There's that Flash. There's Reverse Flash. Fuck, there's so many of them. You know what I mean?
There's so many really speedsters.
They're fucking just like as many fucking Lantern cores. It's fucking crazy. Get into comic books, kids. It'll blow your fucking mind. Trust me.
No doubt. Yeah, finally done with this. I just whatever. They're canceling it. I'm kind of bummed. I didn't really get into the show because I thought I thought they were trying too hard to push this social justice warrior woman female power thing a little too hard.
I didn't want to say it, but I was like, I feel like I heard about that like maybe not in an episode or maybe a season. There was a season where it kind of like dipped down because they're like, yeah, they're trying a little too hard with that.
Well, it was the point of the show was to try to make this female superhero, and I get it. That's fine because I love Wonder Woman. But when you try to do it overtly and push it down my throat, you're kind of like you're not letting me savor what you're giving me when you're shoving it down my throat. It's like just give me a good story, and I would have been much happier about it.
Yeah, I enjoy the fact that it's fun. I would enjoy it just as much as it's Batman. I want to see this bitch fucking like flying Falcon punch somebody through the fucking skull. I'm like, yeah, that's fucking awesome as shit. I don't care if she got a pair of tits or not. I can watch Batman do that shit with his. Well, he does have bat nips. We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about the bat nips.
Schumacher. He's gone now, though.
Damn you, Schumacher, you bastard.
Those fucking bat nips, you son of a bitch.
Schumacher ruined the whole damn thing. But look, I mean, go down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Did you guys even watch Supergirl? I know a lot of people just didn't. Apparently, a whole lot of people didn't because their ratings were tanking over the last couple of years. Part of the thing that ruined it is they made Superman kind of an asshole.
Well, I mean,
that's got to turn a lot of the hardcore comic book fans off.
Look. It only just ever reminds me of this one guy I used to know, and he, became too good to be my friend anymore, that kind of deal. But he was a big Superman fan, and we kind of butted heads, not like bad, but like we butted heads a lot because I'm a Batman fan. But I'm like, I will say he is kind of an asshole. I'm like, oh, does that not really say something about your fan base? Because it's kind of like, oh look, I picked the God character who can beat anybody. I'm like, well, hey, no, you didn't, but that's easy to jump that bandwagon. Like, yeah, Superman's basically invincible. I'm like, sure, but there's a lot of others that are like Batman.
Yeah, I don't like the way they jobbed him.
This bitch ass beating Batman v Superman, fight me.
No doubt.
Hey, boy, hey. P.S. I don't think you suck, PPS.
Why'd you say that, Ned?
Hey, look, my girlfriend actually donated some money to me for a change.
Where's my money?
Look
God
at
damn
her. It. She said, hey, boy, hey, P.S. I don't think you suck. P.P.S. Love you. I was making a joke the other day that she had officially donated more money to Drew's show when she was fucking around like last week with the super chats than she had ever donated to mine.
Fucking oof. Jesus.
That's just sad. She likes Drew's show more than mine. She's only been watching my show lately and some of the shit that I've done because I've been guilting her into it. But whatever. I'll take the $10 worth of guilt.
Your pity money.
I'll take your pity money right to the bank. I'm going to spend it on her at some point anyway, so whatever.
I'm going to call it a pity bank. Fuck you.
Well, listen, that's all I got for today. Jeremy, thanks for coming and hanging out, man. You're gaming, right? Give us a little bit of something about what you've been doing.
Damascus grind. Woo! I don't know what we got, like 10 minutes left here. Fuck, I don't know. I know everyone got Damascus like the first fucking week the game came out. Fucking nobody gives a shit. But I'm almost done. If anyone gives a fuck, I'm almost done. I'm on the third of the fourth LMG. I need the knife done, which is I'm gonna want to knife myself in the fucking face, and then the launchers, and that's it. I don't know. Just been dicking around with Modern Warfare just to kind of check it out. I don't know. The Cold War looks kind of cool.
Did you get a chance to play the alpha?
I did.
Only because I didn't think it'd be here too long, but like my phone gave me a thing, said, "Hey, there's only 24 hours left on the alpha." I'm like, fuck. I was gone that weekend. In my defense, I was gone all day Saturday. I didn't really get a chance to play it Friday or whenever it was out. So I played a little bit Sunday, and it does feel like the first Black Ops. It kind of not like slow, but it felt kind of like that, which wasn't a bad thing. I know it's an alpha, and I'm hoping this isn't like. I don't know why this bugged me so fucking much. I'm still seeing it in my fucking nightmares. There was like this front foregrip on a goddamn gun I put on, and I'm like, why does it look like it came out of a PlayStation 1 game? It looks cartoony as fuck.
Well, it's an alpha. What did you expect it to look like? I mean, they still have to fine tune some things.
I thought it would look a little better than I'm like. I'm really hoping it's. It sounds really like asshole of me to say like, I hope it doesn't look like this. I'm like, no, I enjoyed it. I had fun. I was like, I hope this cartoony ass gun doesn't look like this.
I streamed about 3 or so hours worth of gaming, worth of the alpha, and then played a little bit here and there. I was going to try to stream a little bit more on Sunday, but the alpha ended a lot earlier than I anticipated it doing, so I didn't get a chance to stream any that afternoon. But yeah, I thought it was interesting. I mean, there's nothing that really blows me away about it at this point. So I'm having trouble deciding whether I'm actually going to go spend anywhere from $60 for like the base version to like $90 for the kick-ass version for what I think will amount to be the same old Call of Duty.
I know it's Call of Duty. I honestly liked Black Ops. I think I borrowed it from Sharkbait one day, actually, way back in the day. We were still in like high school. I borrowed the game from him, and I actually kind of enjoyed it. I'm like, oh no, this is Nom. I hope I don't have flashbacks after playing this game, but I enjoyed it. It was it's fun to run around Vietnam and fucking shoot people. What are the numbers, Mason? What do they mean? It was fun, and I think this game kind of got me. I was excited when I first saw it. I'm like, oh, it's kind of cool. I like that. It's actually a sequel to the first game of Black Ops. I'm like, oh, neat. Hey, fucking there's President Ronald Reagan. Holy shit. I was excited. And then like they showed the multiplayer. I kind of held my judgment. Then the multiplayer review came out, and then I saw some people, some streamers got to play it, and I was like, oh damn, like this actually looks kind of nice. And I was worried that it wasn't going to be. We're going to be spoiled because of the engine that Modern Warfare runs on, the smoothness, the way it feels, the way the guns handle, the way fucking everything feels. I'm like, I know this is Treyarch. I don't doubt them, but I'm like, I don't want to have to like get used to a new game. I don't know. I mean, it's just me being spoiled, but I was like, I don't want to have to get used to a new feel of this game. But it looked and it felt pretty good. The snipe. I mean, if anyone knows how I am, I like to snipe people. The guns snap up pretty fucking quick, which is nice. But it was a little difficult. I don't know. Of course, I'm getting outgunned by little Timmy, who has a fucking MP5 like up my ass crack.
So all these guys, all they do is play this game 24/7. You're probably never going to be as good as them because we have lives.
Yeah, I have a job. I'm sorry. I understand that, but I don't know. I'm excited. I was more excited after I saw the multiplayer thing. I'm like, all right, I'll keep my eye on it. I might get like the cross-gen version of it, so like I can at least play it on my PS4. What I want to do is I don't want to like I don't want to get too far behind. But I don't want to play Cold War yet until I fucking get this damn Damascus for Modern Warfare, because I've never gone for a final camo in a Call of Duty game, and I'm like, damn it, I'm gonna do it on this next one.
I'm going for Obsidian. That's the only one I'm going for. The Obsidian for my.
I didn't realize how fucking much was involved in this goddamn Damascus, and I'm like, fuck, man, I can't.
I don't ever chase camos. Never.
I don't.
They don't impact the way the gun shoots, so it's like I'm going to shoot somebody in the head whether my gun's painted blue, black, yellow, or whatever.
No, but I mean, like, the being able to do that is what I'm saying. Like, I've never achieved just like putting in that much work to be able to fucking get that. I know it doesn't. I'm not saying bragging, right? It's like I said, everyone probably got Damascus the first fucking week the game was out, but I just want to be able to say I did it because I've never done it before. I don't know.
Well, there's his review of the alpha for Call of Duty Cold War.
Yep, 3 games, and I was
we may have to get together at some point this week and just kind of do a final rundown of the alpha, but we'll get around to that at some point this week, maybe. And if you guys want to find Jeremy either on Twitter or on PSN, you can always find the way to get a hold of him in the description down below, along with the rest of my co-hosts, my normal co-hosts, guys like, Drew will be on here eventually, guys like Aaron and things like that. Also, he mentioned Sharkbait. You've seen Zach on here a couple of times. You'll see him on here a lot more often, hopefully moving forward. But for now, that's kind of all we got for you guys. Don't forget that Jabroni Jabber podcast is getting ready to come up here in about 5 minutes. Go over and watch some of his stuff. I'll probably be doing that while I'm on my phone on YouTube watching this live feed of basically everything burning in Louisville because, whatever. And
It's peaceful. It's peaceful. Shut up.
yeah, it's peaceful protest. There's only about 70 or 80 arrests so far, so it's peaceful. But anyway, that's what we got. Go down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think of all this stuff. Do you think Ron Howard should be getting pissed on by some Chinese director who's made all of 2 movies? Are you going to miss Supergirl? And are you as aggravated as we are that we're going to have to wait until next spring to see basically another good movie ever again, specifically Black Widow and probably Wonder Woman? But go down in the comments below. Let us know what you guys think. And before we go, there's one more view of Melissa Benoist in Blunt Man gear. God, she's cute as a button in that picture. I just love her.
I wish I could see it, but I know I can see it.
You can see
I know
it.
what you're talking about.
We've seen the movie. We reviewed this movie. You guys should actually go check out the review of